This is an example of kind of a rough idea how these rockers are assembled. After they go through the rough mill, the finish mill, sanding, it's going to come over here to the assembly area. And this is where the mortise and tendons work. Now these are not actually wooden dowels. Wooden dowels are never quite as strong as a mortise and tenon. This is not a round piece of wood hammered into a spindle. It's actually machined out of the end of the piece of wood. So they press fit these in. It's a tight fit to make sure that there's no leeway there. They use tight bond glue that's going to give them a very durable piece of furniture that will last for generations. After they do the assembly, we use high quality hard steel bearings. They're sealed with a plastic race over where the bearings are, so they never have to be lubricated. And they probably would operate at about 3,000 RPM for like years. But these are only getting a half a RPM a month. So these bearings will probably last several thousand years. Then there's a spider web of bracing under the base to make sure that these legs, which are bolted with washers and machine nuts in, then these brackets are screwed in, and all of the finishing is done before the assembly work, so that if for some reason a part needed to be changed, you can just unscrew it and replace it. But that's a very unlikely circumstance because these are built to last virtually forever. There's also a very high quality ball bearing to make this a swivel glider rocker. And if you look at the mechanism, you'll note that there are bearings all the way around with no spaces between the bearings. Cheaper swivel plates, they'll put maybe 4 bearings or 6 bearings. This has probably 100 bearings in there. And that really makes for a very much sturdier swivel plate, which really can break down if it's not made properly. This is the chair seat. After it's been finished, this is the level that it's finished at, this much assembly. They're going to put in a web seat, and then it'll have a cover over that webbing, and then any finish can be applied to it. You can get any of our Ohio certified stains, as well as several other 100 choices. You can also change the wood. This particular one is red oak, and it's in a walnut finish. And also you'll note this beautiful curve on the arm. Now if you look at some imported pieces, you look at the curve and you'll see plywood. These are solid bendings. Now the experience to bend these pieces of wood are something that the Amish have done for years in the making of their wagon wheels and their buggy wheels. They know how to bend wood accurately so that when they bend it, they know exactly what the spring back is going to be. And this is a nice big thick piece of wood. This is no easy piece of wood to bend. They can bend walnut, they can bend oak, they can bend cherry. And we incorporate that knowledge of bending into the design of this rocker. You'll see this graceful curve in the back. When you sit in this rocker, this will fit the small of your back, and it's wonderfully comfortable. It's very relaxing because great care has been taken in the fabrication of this rockers to make sure that this is comfortable. And when a chair is comfortable, it will last longer because there's less stress on it. If a chair is too straight, you're constantly pushing back on that chair. But when a chair fits your posture, right there, it's going to last a lot longer. When all is said and done, this is what you can end up with. A fabulous rocking chair that swivels, rocks, and rolls. Wonderfully comfortable. It's high enough to rest your head. There are hundreds of fabrics to choose from, as well as leather. We can COM under certain circumstances. If you want to provide us with a fabric that is being incorporated in the design of your home, we can do that also.